on the damp forest floor, where everything seems too big, lived an ant, small, almost invisible, always carrying more weight than seemed possible. The world did not slow its pace for her. Leaves fell without warning. Rain arrived without asking permission, and the logs along the path did not ask if she was tired. Even so, the ant kept going, not because she was strong, but because she thought. As she walked, she carried not only food, but also thoughts, some heavy, others light, and over time, she began to notice something curious. There were days when the same weight felt crushing, and others when, strangely, it felt lighter. The object did not change, but she did change. When she thought, "I won't make it," her legs trembled, her body stiffened. The path seemed longer, but when she thought, "Just one more step," something different happened. The weight was still there, but it no longer took up everything. That was when the ant began to imagine. She imagined the path was shorter. She imagined the effort had meaning. She imagined that someone, somewhere, needed exactly what she was carrying, and the body obeyed the mind. She couldn't explain it, but she felt it. Thought created energy, and energy shaped the experience. Meanwhile, above the forest, the sky opened in silence, and there, where the wind is free, an eagle was flying. The eagle could see far, could see everything connected. She saw rivers that began as drops. She saw paths that existed only because someone insisted on walking them. Many times. And she watched the ant. At first, she seemed like just another small creature, struggling against a world too big. But the more she watched, the more something caught her attention. The ant did not always walk the same way. There were days of steady progress, and days of almost dragging steps. And the eagle understood something essential. It wasn't the weight that changed. It was the inner state. Nothing in nature exists separately. The wind influences the trees. The trees protect the soil. The soil supports the ant. And the ant, without knowing it, supports the balance of everything. So it is with thoughts as well. Each thought is a seed. Some grow into fear, others into courage, but all of them grow roots. The ant began to choose more carefully what she thought. When tiredness arrived, she did not fight it. She acknowledged it, breathed, and imagined the rest that would come afterward. When fear arose, she did not make herself small. She asked, "Is this fear protecting me? Or is it paralyzing me?" And little by little, something changed. The path was still difficult, but the walk became conscious. She understood that she did not control the rain, nor the size of the leaves, nor the strength of the wind, but she did control where she placed her attention. And attention is energy in motion. When attention went to the weight grew. When it went to the purpose, the weight turned into direction. From above, the eagle recognized something profound. The outer world responds to the inner world, not in a magical way, but in a coherent one. Repeated thoughts create mental paths. Mental paths create habits. Habits shape decisions. Decisions build destinies. The ant did not know those words, but she lived that truth. With every step, at a certain point in the journey, she stopped, not out of surrender, but out of presence. She felt the ground, heard the forest, perceived her own body, and she thought, "Maybe I'm not carrying weight. Maybe I am building something. In that instant, the weight changed its name. And when something changes its name inside us, it changes its form. The eagle spread her wings and soared even higher, not to move away, but to see better. And she understood. No creature carries more than it can bear when it learns to adjust its own energy. The problem was never the weight. It was the fight against it. The ant continued, step by step, thought by thought, and the forest, which once seemed too big, now seemed alive. Everything was connected. The ground, the sky, the effort, the rest. And without realizing it, the ant became bigger than she appeared. Not in size, but in awareness. Because when someone understands that they can choose their thoughts, they also choose how they feel, how they react, how they continue, and that changes everything. Maybe today, you are carrying something heavy. Maybe you are wondering if you will make it. Remember the ant. The weight may be the same, but the way of carrying it is a choice, and every choice is energy in motion.